All right, we're going to dive into one of the oldest questions in philosophy, but it's not about stars or the meaning of life. Nope, it's all about you.
Okay, let me ask you something. Are you the exact same person you were, say, 7 years ago? Now, before you answer yes or no, just think about this for a second. Because here's a little fact from science that might just blow your mind. Pretty much every single cell in your body has been replaced since then. Yeah, you heard that right. The actual physical stuff you're made of, it's almost entirely new.
So, if all your building blocks have been swapped out, what is it that makes you, you? What's the thing that sticks around through all that change?
This whole 7-year question, it's not some new thing we just thought of because of modern science. Turns out it's a really deep philosophical puzzle that people have been chewing on for centuries.
And believe it or not, we're not the first to have our minds twisted by this. Way, way back, long before anyone knew what a cell was, ancient Greek philosophers were wrestling with the very same problem. But they didn't talk about a person, they talked about a ship. Yep, they used an ancient riddle about a famous ship to explore this idea of identity. And trust me, this is where it starts to get really, really interesting. This riddle is called the Ship of Theseus paradox, and it's basically a thought experiment designed to poke at our ideas of what makes something, well, the same thing over time. Okay, so here's how the story goes. Picture this. You've got the famous ship of the hero Theseus. It's a legend, and to honor him, it's preserved in a harbor as a museum piece for everyone to come and see. But, time does its thing. The wooden planks start to rot. So to keep the ship looking good, the caretakers replace each old rotting plank with a brand new identical one. And they do this slowly, one piece at a time over many, many years. Finally, you get to a point where not a single original plank is left on that ship. Every single piece has been replaced. So here's the big question. Is the ship sitting there, in the harbor, still the Ship of Theseus? Now, most people's gut reaction is, yeah, of course it is. But hold on, because the puzzle is about to get even trickier. Now we have to ask, which ship is the real one? Okay, so get this. What if someone was collecting all those old, discarded planks? And then, in a warehouse somewhere, they carefully put them all back together, exactly the way they were before. So now you've got two ships, right? You have the ship in the harbor, which looks perfect, but is made of all new parts. And then you have the ship in the warehouse, the reassembled one, made of all the original parts. So, which one is the actual Ship of Theseus? There can only be one, right? And just like that, this ancient riddle about a boat brings us right back to where we started. You. So what makes you, you? Philosophers have a few different ideas about this. Okay, so let's break this down. First, there's the body theory. This says you are your physical stuff. If that's true, you're kind of like that reassembled ship in the warehouse. The you from 7 years ago is gone. Then there's the mind theory. This says you are your memories, your personality, your consciousness. This makes you more like the rebuilt ship in the harbor. The parts change, but the identity continues. And there's a third idea. Maybe you're the pattern. You're not the physical stuff or the thoughts, but the unique way that information is organized to create your body and mind. So I gotta ask, what do you think? What really makes you, you? Is it your body or is it your consciousness? Drop a comment below. I genuinely love to know what you think. And here's the thing that makes this so cool and maybe a little frustrating. There's no easy answer here. This is a genuinely unsolved puzzle. For centuries, this has been one of those great, big, unanswered questions in philosophy. There's no single right answer because it forces us to decide what's more important, the physical material or the ongoing story of our minds. So let me leave you with this final thought. If you're not just your cells, which are constantly changing, and you're not just your memories, which can fade, then what are you really? What is that thing that stays the same? If you love these kinds of questions that just totally break your brain, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for more. Thanks for hanging out.